Notes in Degreeworks are commentary that specifically contribute to the official degree completion narrative. One of the many useful features in Degreeworks is the ability for advisors to compose and save advising notes directly in a student's audit. This presentation will discuss guidelines for advising notes within Degreeworks. The National Academic Advising Association cites 3 core values of academic advising. Number 1, advisors respect the rights of students by keeping information confidential. The information that is shared should be deemed relevant by both advisor and student. The sharing of this information will ensure adequate and appropriate services will be provided to the student. Number 2, advisors gain access to and use computerized information about students only when that information is relevant to the advising they are doing with that particular student. Number 3, advisors enter or change information on students' records only when legitimately authorized to do so. This documentation of advising contacts adequately aids in future advising interactions. Let's start with the why. An advising note creates a record of the student's advising appointment. It provides an overview of the student conversation. This can create advisor efficiency and effectiveness by communicating critical information to other college personnel or refreshing advisor memory once the student returns. For the student, this can personalize the advising experience. Notes can also be used as a tool for the advisor to communicate with the student. For instance, if the student needs to follow up with a specific person or department, the note can be viewable to the student. The Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA, is a federal law designed to protect the privacy of a student's educational record. It defines that when and what information from a student's educational record may be released. It is important to know that advising notes are a permanent addition to the student's academic record, and the notes can be viewed by anyone authorized to view the audit. As part of the academic record, the notes can also be requested by the student. A good tip for avoiding violations is, if in doubt, leave it out. It is also important to be simple and concise while not adding judgment into the context of the note. For any questions related to FERPA, you can contact Northwest State's Registrar, Connie Klingshern. Listed on this slide are simple guidelines that can aid in taking notes. You should include notes that will help the student. If the student needs to be reminded of submitting a document or following up on a task, the note can be added for the student to see. If the student misses an appointment, make the note viewable for follow-up with you to reschedule that appointment. The note should include information that will jog your memory or be helpful to other advisors. A good example would be, the student intends to transfer to BGSU, only completing Gen Ed courses. This bit of information will assist you in connecting immediately with the student and help other advisors understand the advice you give. It is also valuable to include possible consequences of not following advice, along with referrals made to other departments. A few things to exclude from your notes. Do not include judgments or personal concerns of the student. For example, something you would not want to say in a note: the student is not motivated to succeed in classes this semester, or the student is having a personality conflict with an instructor. Think about how this note could be better written. Above are examples of notes. Remember, if in doubt, leave it out. The note should be concise and free of judgments or conclusions. For example, you can say, the student dropped Bio 115 or was referred to financial aid. Note the don't column. This includes comments that evaluate the student's thoughts, such as the student dropped Bio 105 due to unfair grading policies of the instructor. To add a note, you will want to follow the prompts on the slide. Overall, you log into MyNSCC and navigate to Degreeworks. From here, the Note tab is available within the software. If you select the note not to be available to the student, only other advisors will be able to see it. As the author of the note, you may delete or modify your own notes. Please remember that if you print the audit worksheet for the student, the note will be visible to the student whether or not you have selected to hide the note from the student in the software. That covers the basics of Degreeworks notes. Overall, the notes function is a helpful tool for advisors to jog your memory or give reminders to the student. While entering notes, it is always important to remember it is part of the student's academic record. If in doubt, leave it out. And if you have any other questions regarding FERPA, please contact Connie Klingshire.